Cool. Sorry.
So you listened to Beyonce.
I did listen to Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Sometimes
Beyonce.
toxic masculinity will hold you back from.
It is from enjoying yourself.
Fam.
From enjoying
Literally.
yourself. The man them don't want to listen to Beyonce, but she's making bangers, bro.
She is still.
She is. Plastic Off the Sofa is a banger.
It was a big tune.
Are you joking?
Even Cuff It, bro.
Cuff It is a banger.
Fam.
I knew you would have the same favourites as me, but you were here doing, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Lidge, I was just thinking, again, this ain't for me, innit? So
this is what people think.
I was thinking Beyonce ain't for me because I've never listened. I've sat down and listened to what I think it was it 4 or was it Beyonce? The one that had the
4
Drake
is more
tune.
recent than Beyonce.
I think.
No, Beyonce is
It's
more recent than 4, sorry.
Yeah, I think I listened to the one with the visual album. That was Beyonce, innit?
Yeah, she's had quite a few visual albums.
The one that was like exclusive.
With Drunk in Love.
Yeah, exclusive to Apple Music or
Sure.
whatever it was. Yeah. I think it was with Drunk in Love. I think so. Anyway,
that was
with
4.
Your
After
Man,
that, then she did. Yeah, that was 4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, so I listened to that one, and I was just like, this is cool. But
sorry, that was Beyonce.
It was Beyonce. I knew it was Beyonce.
I keep switching the album, but I can see it in my head.
Yeah,
it was Beyonce, her self-titled album that she dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah, that had Superpower.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah. So I listened to that and watched it. Well, I made for the videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the partition and all of that. But then, besides from that, I haven't sat down and listened to Beyonce album ever.
You didn't listen to Lemonade?
For what?
Yo, people.
I was here just a second ago saying, freedom, I can't move. But that's only because I saw her do it like a performance. So I didn't know Beyonce. Did you watch
Beychella?
I did. I watched that. But again, I knew all those. Beyonce is one of those people, yeah.
You don't have to listen to her.
Exactly. That's why
she's the queen.
That's why I never made like a
conscious
effort to listen to her music. I'm like, I'm gonna hear this anyway. Most of the tunes from the album, I'd heard a part of it, but when I sat, have you seen that? Have you seen that white woman sing Cuff It? And she's doing very different stuff.
No.
She's like, I think she's a small person. And she's singing Cuff It is literally the funniest thing ever. She's like,
to find it.
I wanna come here and say, I've not seen it on top of you.
I've not seen it.
Well, I'll show you this. You're gonna wait yourself. Sorry, my God.
I've not seen it. Okay, I need to see it.
Funniest thing.
No, but yeah, Beyonce, I think when you sit down and listen to her, you're like, nah, man, she's still got it. I know that Renaissance very much had the brand that is for the girls, the gays, and the days, and it is. However, it can be for you too.
Yeah, that's one thing. Another thing with her, is that I was saying this to somebody, and as much as like somebody like Drake, Drake has his own sound. We don't even have to go into this now, but Drake has his own sound. But then he like dips into bare people's issues with him is that he doesn't stick to the Drake sound a lot of the time. He does different people's
whatever
sounds
the Drake sound is.
But you know what the Drake, like if you heard a song, you're like, oh, this is a typical Drake song like, on one of his albums. If you
typical.
You know what I mean? Whereas I don't feel like, and I don't know if this is really discrediting her, but it kind of is in the same point. From a musical like sound standpoint, I don't feel like Beyonce has that much impact in terms of like, I know this is gonna sound crazy.
I don't know what you're saying.
Crazy, but like from like
what you're saying.
sonically changing music. I think Beyonce does things very well, like styles very well, but I don't know what's a Beyonce sounding song.
I'm just going to cut this conversation off right here because we have other things to talk about and we will come back to Beyonce.
Okay, cool. Beehive, please. I pray. I shouldn't even said this in this space.
I don't know what you're saying.
Anyway,
and because fine. I can't fathom what you're getting at.
I'm saying like
we're going to cut this off right here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And you know.
Introduce us. Again, I haven't listened to Beyonce album, so I'm saying this as like an outsider.
Yeah, very much an outsider. Anyway, it's your girl X.
It's your boy Denz.
And you are locked into TwinPodcast. It's track 42. And yeah, like we said, we're back. Guess who's back with a brand new track? Banging. It's a good rhyme. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. There's been a lot happening.
Yes.
I feel like we're still in recap mode a little bit because so much has happened, and I think at the beginning of a year it's always important to look back and just reflect on the last year. So some big things happened last year. one of the biggest being the Queen.
Yeah, man.
How did you genuinely feel about the Queen?
I will get cancelled for my views. I get cancelled for my views. But biggest man thing is like, it's a big transition. Do you know, to be honest, that's cap. Like, if I'm being real,
you don't think the Queen dying changed your life?
Not really. Not really in the most respectful way possible. Is it even in the most way possible? Let's say that. Because realistically, I think it just shows the change. I feel like people's attitude towards it showed the change in times that we have. Like, me having my attitude about it is different from what it would have been years ago. Like, especially like I was even talking to grandma about it. I was talking to grandma like recently about Christmas. And she was saying how she, like, this is the first year without the Queen's speech during her lifetime and da-da-da.
It's just so like, odd.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, so now, you know, the other guy is doing it. But
sorry, the other guy?
The other guy is doing it.
She said the other guy is doing it. She still watched it though.
Yeah.
She watched the King's Speech.
And she was like, yeah, but, you know, it's not the same, is it?
I'm sorry, she's so shady.
I was like, I've never watched, and like, I never made time in my day to watch the Queen's Speech. Like, even when
it used to be a thing when we were younger, but I didn't. We didn't put that on.
I personally, even when it was on, I would go to a different room or something. Like I was eating, I wouldn't watch that. So I said I don't really care. I was like, it's really interesting. You being somebody who was born in Ghana and lived through what you lived through, that you like find these people interesting, or like you find
have an
like
affinity to them.
Yeah, affinity to them. I was just like, that's a thing of your generation. Yeah, it's not a thing of mine because we have perspective. And then,
fortunately,
yeah. And then she was like, because you know when they used to come to Ghana, it's like, what? Like, they're coming to our country, out of all countries, bro. They used to own this. They
said, look around you. Yeah. Look around you. We built this. We did this. That's why they were coming.
And this was here before.
Literally. God. She said, of all countries. Is she all right? See what I mean? Like,
I was thinking, this one day you're just a coon. I'm joking.
Oh my God.
I love you.
No, but yeah. But also, that's the thing. I don't think they had a full grasp of just what that was. Some of them did. Those of them who were like physically fighting in the wars, etc. But I do think like there's a strange affinity to the royal family that elderly people or older people from Commonwealth countries have, because they feel like that was their queen. But that was only your queen because she was ruling you. Not ruling them like Jerry John Rawlins. Like, she was really ruling them. Like,
fam, I think it's an affinity for old white people that they don't understand yet, because those are the first like introductions of rich white people to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Especially when there's titles attached to it as well.
These people are also like only 30 years older than them.
Fam, and when you look at it, yeah, especially
like if you're 70, the Queen is only like 30 years older than you.
Because like when you look at it, yeah, who's the Prime Minister to you? Like, who is the
Prime Minister that's ever changing?
Fam,
Rishi Sunak is nobody to me.
Let's wait for that one. But like, who's the MP for your borough? Do you know what I mean? Like, who?
Do you know who your MP is?
Yeah, David Lammy. Yeah. He's running it for time.
Do you remember when he came to church?
Yeah, I remember. To get votes, bro.
He said, I do God.
Fam, bro. I was thinking, raw.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Is this what we've
come to?
I remember that time as well. I grow my hair. I was thinking I could slap my, but nah. I'm not making threats.
I hope not.
Yeah, no, like, but who is that to you?
I don't have a personal affinity to politicians or royal members of the royal family.
For the most part, even though they make rules and stuff that change your life, really, how much has our life changed, to be honest? That really, but that's not, again, that's a powerful position.
It's the scope. It depends on how you're looking at it.
But the reason why I say that is when you're in Ghana or an African country that has like, that still is a lot of like tribalism, which tribalism in the sense of, I mean, like, there's villages and towns, whereas same here, there's villages and towns, like there's ends, there's towns, there's literal cities. We don't view the political figures the same way somebody would view a chief in Ghana, which is why the mantle of royalty and that there being like blood in a family of riches and stuff will always have an affinity for them as well.
They probably can relate to that a little bit
because
more.
That's the structure of a lot of society there. Whereas for us, It's not.
She's a queen, but like, whose queen is she?
The queen literally has no say-so in their stuff. Whereas if you watch, and again, this is me being ignorant because I'm using the TV show to...
What, The Crown?
Yeah, like some of the Crown. Again,
he's like, if you watch The Crown...
Fam, this is why I say a lot of the stuff, I'm a lot of my points, but I can be proved wrong at every point.
It like could that, very well like be fake
wayward, apparently wayward Beyonce take that I was saying.
It was a very strange take.
Like, yeah. If I tell you who said that to me, who I had a conversation with me, they get cancelled. But anyway, I want their career to flourish. Yeah. But because that's not the same thing for us, it's not going to have the same draw power. Like, and same with The Crown, sorry, like when Winston Churchill and that were chatting to her with certain stuff, or like things had to get announced with the Queen, or the Queen's co-signing with a lot of stuff was beneficial and could sway voters.
She still has to sign off. But the decisions are kind of already, like, if a bill is being passed, she does have to sign on the bill.
But she won't.
But she's not creating
in any of the
bill. No, the Queen can say no, but does the Queen say no based on the current structure?
That's what I'm saying. That is like, so what does that do for me?
I think that's the thing about the institution, and I'm not doing a Harry and Meghan thing, but generally speaking, there's a lot. What they do, or what they deal with, what they care about is quite far, I think, removed from what we're actually doing. They have their own like countenance, they have their own things that they're thinking about, and lest we forget, they're really just a family. There's a whole business to it, but their business model is very different to what I think is going on in the House of Commons. Do you know what I mean? So
I think even with the Harry and Meghan thing, like, as much as people are just like, oh yeah, like I'm over them and such, and now we're starting to see their, like, because he said basically they asked him if he would go back to the family, and then he was like, I can't really answer that, like I don't know. And I feel like a lot of people, I feel like there's this thing, especially on the internet, like now more so than ever, where people make things like very like sided. And I saw something talking
it's
about
black or white.
It's very black or white, and people do that. Life is very nuanced. Like, stop making stuff seem like it's just black or white. Like, especially with, I don't even want to use that as an example because the thing I was going to use, but like people love to make things like teams and sides. I'm team A, I'm team B. This isn't fucking Twilight, bro. Like, life isn't like that.
Edward
so you have to,
and Jacob.
Fam, I'm not team Edward or team Jacob, bruv. Like, fam, like, shut up. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. But like, this is real life. I don't have to pick a side of something.
Yeah.
I could kind of, I can hear what you're saying, but I can hear what you're saying as well.
Two things can be true at the same time. And I think that's why people are like, quote unquote, disappointed in like, now Harry speaking more, because at first it helped them to feel like, yeah, he hates them.
We hate them.
We hate them. He hates them. We're on the same side. He hates them because they're racist. And that's why we can agree and we can align with him. And as soon as he says, I don't think it's as simple as saying they're racist, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That means he just was upset because he wasn't a part of something that is his family. Yeah. Fundamentally speaking.
That's his family.
Fundamentally speaking, that's his family. And they have removed him in a way that hurt his feelings.
And he's just disappointed. Yeah, he can be disappointed with the way his family have approached something as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to deep. There's bad stuff in you man's families that you don't accept.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just don't say anything about the stuff that they don't accept.
Yeah, they just don't talk about it.
Yeah. But it's like, there's things that
it's just as embarrassing.
Do you know what I mean?
But except his is playing out on the main stage for the world to see. And unfortunately, she's not British, so it doesn't stay in England.
Yeah.
I think that's the part that people haven't realised or aren't really fully grasping. Because she's American, people who would naturally not care what's happening between a royal who's never going to be the king, they care because she's American. And I think that's what's made it like this worldwide thing that, he went to marry this babe who we actually knew of already because of her acting and philanthropy. And it's like, we know her to be a great person. He's married her. And now the English are treating her like crap. Now we care. So he's having to watch his family embarrass him on the main stage. Not say he didn't know that they were capable, because he might have. But you don't think they're going to follow through. There are plenty of things that you won't think your family will follow through with until they show you. Very relatable.
Bro. And that's again, like,
that's
why
the tea
I'm thinking
of it
about
all.
this.
Yeah,
that's the tea of it all. That's why I'm thinking of it, like, from that perspective as well.
The tea of it all is that your dad can also be a maniac.
Fam.
Like, And that's what that is. It's just more embarrassing when the whole world is watching.
Literally. And it's exactly that. Like, you man don't know people's lives. And if you just take a step back, you look at your own life and your own perspective, you'd be like, that's a little bit more of a more of a grade situation than just a black and white one. Like, even with, there's so many instances I could use or examples, but it's just like, you man aren't as, I'm against this as you make it seem.
People toe the line a lot more than they're willing to admit, including us. Like, there's so many things where you might say flat out, I'm never having that. I don't sleep on a bio, not having it. But given the situation, you might have it, babe.
Word.
You might have it just based on like how it's been presented to you or who's presenting it.
If you man took internet pride, like, away from a lot of your like day-to-day things, you would think about the world differently.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of it is just internet pride, because your reality is different from the stuff that you preach online, which is different. I know anyway, but yeah, like, it's just is long from that regard. That's why I'm not fully in the nicest way possible. That's why I'm not fully invested in what happens with this, because at the end of the day, you kind of still are part of the royal family, and as difficult as it is a decision to denounce a lot of the things that your family will do, kudos for you in the steps that you've taken to recognize the faults in it. But at the same time, you would still go back in the den, which most people would. So I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it is. And
that's his
why I'm
family,
kind of like this. That's your family.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, if I better you, the man would be like, fuck the world, as long as I got my family and such and such. But if your family, some of them thought a certain type of way, how hard are you fighting for that family? Like, this is when we were talking about like olders. This is a perfect example. Uncles being predators. Uncles being predators.
Yeah, we spoke about this episodes ago.
Yeah, like, and at hall parties. And we make jokes all the time that, fam, that one uncle that's there trying to dance with that girl. Bro, that is very inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to chat to somebody that's like, or somebody 17, my man Fredo, what? You're grown. You're grown. Oh, what? Oh, you got a body now. That is very inappropriate. But how many men are willing to check your uncles on that?
Because those, when we say like uncles, instead of taking away from the fact that you call them uncles by respect, they are people's uncles. They're people's dads. Like, I mean, listen, I was at a wedding and somebody's dad, should I even be talking about this? I was at a wedding and somebody's dad, and the person, I know them and they were there, somebody's dad touched someone's bum at the wedding and everybody went nuts. And the most embarrassing thing about all of it is the person's child was there.
Fam, and it's like, again,
like he did something predatory, like it was sexual assault, and she was there. The daughter was there,
and that's like your dad. So what?
That's your dad, and she was so embarrassed because we're all there, and it's like people have reacted, people are angry, people are trying to fight him, and he refused to apologize. And it's like, so when we say uncles, this is somebody's dad, bro. So uncles they're uncles until they're not uncles, or they're uncles but they're people's real life uncles, somebody's dad's brother. And
it's like, that person can beef their dad and stuff, but then there could be like, and again, I don't
know. She beefed her dad, but she had to go home with him at the end of the night. It was the end of the night. She had to go home with him.
But it's like, at the end of the day, that dad could have done very different like stuff that isn't to do with that at all. Like, after that, he could buy you a crib. And not to say, I don't even use that example because that's monetary, and I don't want to make it seem like somebody's buying your affection or something like that. They could do bare other stuff.
But she's not stopped speaking to her dad.
Do you get what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to say. We've watched this happen. We've watched this happen, and she still talks to her dad. And I'm not saying it's right that she speaks to him, and I'm not saying it's wrong that she speaks to him. But I'm saying we witnessed it. It happened. He actually refused to apologize. And she still had to go home with her dad. So I say that to say she may internally resent her dad forever. She may never speak to him again, for all I know. She may be cool with her dad, but it's the fact that you are not in control of what people you're related to do. You can't take responsibility for what they do. You can take a stance if you choose to, but you can't take responsibility. If this boy goes out and does something that embarrasses me, the most I can do is not speak to him. But like, I can't change anything that he's done. Like, I literally cannot. I can just trust that we raised him well enough that he's not embarrassing me in these streets. That's the most that I can do.
It's true.
And that's the thing about family. You don't really get that choice. Because you didn't choose them in the first place.
Yeah.
You were just born into that, which is kind of mad.
Something that is again something that we don't really have much choice of. It seems like is who the successor of the Conservative Party is.
Jesus,
why? R.I.P. to Lizzie number 2, Liz Truss. You never got our trust. You never got our trust, Lizzie. Fam, this Prime Minister mantle is being handed down like chinos in 2014.
Chinos were, they had their moment. I'm quite concerned actually when I think about like the state of politics in the UK. This is not a political podcast. We said this a number of times, but I cannot believe this is where we're at. What's going on in the House of Commons?
How many Prime Ministers have we had since we last recorded? Was Boris in charge?
Yeah, he was. Okay. It was BJ at the time. And you said you weren't gonna call another man BJ, so we went for Bojo.
Yeah, Bojo. Then Liz.
Yeah.
Then Richie.
Now we're at Rishi.
I didn't even know he was the Prime Minister. Is he the Prime Minister?
He is, but we haven't heard from him. By the time this is out, he might not be.
I saw him, fam. I saw him. What was he doing? Fucking thing. He was interviewing somebody at a homeless shelter, or giving somebody food at a homeless shelter.
Yeah, and he said, "Do they do business?"
Yeah, fam. Do you want to do business?
He asked them what business they do. The guy said, "I'm homeless. That's what I'm doing here."
Fam, if you don't put this hot mess on my plate, bro, and get the heck out of my face.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in the House of Commons, honestly, and genuinely. It's getting out of hand. This
place is a mess. Like, NHS staff are they're trying to... That's what I wanted to get onto about this Richie Don. Who's that woman that's in... Again, not trying to use the derogatory terms towards women. The one that's in... not the MP. What's her name?
Who?
The one that's skepticistic.
Oh, Priti Patel.
Priti Patel. What's her title? Home Secretary. Fam, that woman is... She's the one that pushed through the law about rioting to stop riots, which is, again, is a great way of silencing people when you refute their ability to refuse something, like in a protesting form. That is very sick.
Yeah, it's actually terrifying.
It's very sick, and the mind state you have to be to do that, and to try and force that through as a law, as a legislation, is a very sick thing. And you should be ashamed of yourself, because that's a mad. So many things wouldn't be done without protesting, and when you refuse peaceful protesting, you instantly notch things up to violence to make a noise, and that's a dangerous precedent to set. So yeah, you should be sick for yourself. Richie, my man, we're not through
said Richie.
Yet.
His name is Rishi. His name is Rishi.
I'm calling him Richie from now on. If you don't respect other people, I ain't gonna respect you, bruv. This year we're here for hate. I've said it.
Yeah, you're a hater.
I've said it. Rishi, fam, bro, how the hell are you trying to stop strikes? People from striking. That's what unions were for in the first place, bro. Like, again, I'm going to do more of my research on it. I even wanted to do that beforehand.
What, forming of unions?
Yeah, in terms of like, how are you trying to stop strike and threaten people who basically say, well, if you strike, you're getting fired? Bro, your workforce, this is one thing that is
the workforce
sickening.
Is crumbling in this country already, though, I was
watching Fight Club the other day, and the person I was watching it, they were like, I heard men really like this film. And I was just like, I'm not really sure if it's just a man thing. But I guess
a lot of men like that film.
But I guess because you're beating up people. And like a lot of people have frustrations that they just want to handle with a good old squabble sometimes, isn't it? Teach a man how to squabble.
Sure.
But yeah, I think the more interesting thing about that film is the ideology of Tyler Durden wanted to break down the infrastructure of that. If you haven't watched it, come on, man, it's 1999, I think.
Watch it.
Or 96. Yeah, he basically wanted to break down all the infrastructures in the world in terms of like the debt system. So he burnt all the credits buildings down so that nobody's credit scores would be held and everybody start from zero. Which is basically saying all of the things that you you take care of end up taking care of you or something like that.
Mm.
Like talking about, sorry, the things you care, something like that. Like bills, bills, even some relationships and stuff like that. Like all of those things with your job, the thing you're trying to maintain end up like maintaining you. Like you're trying to get to this next place in your job promotion and
Mm-hmm.
but is that system, the system that you're supporting isn't supporting you. Like, and I say that point to bring it back to the whole strike thing. Like, you want people to work for you, or to support you in terms of voting for you, in terms of maintaining the voting system. Because if nobody voted today, you man would have nothing. What do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
what would be the things that put you in power?
But then in the same way, you treat them badly. It's like, why would you, if I wanted something as small as like you to buy me a drink from the shop, I'm not gonna call you and start shouting at you,
fam,
and start insulting you. And then you're gonna think that really makes me want to spend my money and buy you a drink from the shop. And when you arrive here empty-handed, I'm not gonna slap your face because you didn't buy me a drink from the shop.
Fam.
And that's kind of what is happening. It's like what you want support, but you don't want to give the people what they want.
I'll take your analogy up a notch. That's me calling you, screaming down your phone to buy me a drink, or in fact to use your pound to buy me a drink, and then you say no. So I say, cool, I'm gonna make sure you never get a pound again, that your thing is 50p, but still go buy me the drink, but just add your 50p onto it.
It's an insult
to make the pound to buy the drink. Like, fam, like, what are you man doing? It's pandemonium. I can't breathe.
It's such an insult. It's honestly insulting. Sometimes, genuinely, living in this country feels like one big hot slap in the face.
It's war, bruv. How the hell is Lurpak £6?
Do you know how no, it's when they started to cage it.
They caged Lurpak.
You didn't. Listen, I saw with my own.
Never see happen.
I saw with my own too. I spied with my little eye. Yeah, Lurpak with a security tag.
Hey,
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yeah, and the one I saw was £9.
What?
Yeah, and it wasn't even the big thing. It was like the short big thing. £9.
Never in my lifetime did I think Lurpak would be such a commodity.
Listen, I woke up when
they
found Osama. Yeah, it's not a joke. I woke up when the price of my KA, went from 39p to 49p.
Disgrace.
What a mockery.
Yeah, what a mockery.
What a mockery.
I know he probably won't hear this, but he hates
art money.
I know he hates
old school stuff. Sorry, but he was spitting.
Fam, spitting facts, bro. Push cranes.
Yeah, very, very crazy scenes. It's the state of the country, love. We're in a cause he lives. How do you feel about people?
Nah, when I saw that, the abbreviation of cause he lives.
How do you feel about people making abbreviations for everything, by the way? I think I kind of dig it.
We're in fam, somebody said...
I meant he be.
Fam, this 2 years ago, somebody said, this is when I started hearing people say, I'm going to commit. Or Sui.
Oh, Sui, yeah, Sui was a thing. Sui watch.
Today, I'm seriously going to commit.
Huh? It's crazy.
What?
Please don't. What? If viewer discretion and listening discretion is advised, we are not promoting self-harm in any way, shape or form.
At all.
But yeah, people do have short words for everything. They're calling a mental breakdown a mentee B. And I kind of
That's what that was?
Yeah, mentee B.
I thought you were saying something.
That's what they're calling it, a mentee B. And cost of living, cause he lives. Obviously, we had platitudes.
Yeah, I remember platitudes.
Statey funes.
What's statey funes?
State funeral. Statey funes is the most creative way to say R.I.P. to the Queen.
Nah, man.
Yeah, statey funes. I'm here for a little cheeky abbreviation. I can't lie. I like cause he lives. I don't like the cost of living crisis, but cause he lives sounds alright.
We're in a crisis, though.
We are in a crisis. It's a big conspiracy, but Hustler's coming back.
This is what I'm saying.
Daddy's coming home to put an end to all the fuckery.
His Instagram post got a chill, though.
What did he post?
One of the freestyles he did the other day, I was just like, bro, what you
was it not
saying?
giving?
Fam, man said, I can't remember what he says. Sometimes he says stuff like, what will he say? Something like, what's a J Hus Instagram freestyle? I even recorded one the other day. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
You recorded one?
I recorded one as like a joke.
Oh goodness gracious!
but that's actually what he sounds like. That one day he's just a fool. That's my man in the morning moon. I blow that girl, take her to the moon. That's even from one of his songs.
Yeah, he does actually say that, doesn't he?
Fam.
I thought he was just gonna be focusing on being a dad right now.
Nah, man.
There's no tomorrow. Pussies online saying they don't have sorrow. I'ma make sure their whole house is filled with sorrow. I'ma give your girl the tip, but it's not hollow.
Oh my gosh.
That is how he
very
sounds.
much him on Instagram.
That is how he sounds.
That is very much him on Instagram.
Like, it's scary, fam. It's scary. I am frightened. Ujumilite. Ujumilite came to kill it.
Yeah, he's coming to give them though. I'm excited for him to come back.
I'm excited. I've been listening to Big Conspiracy a lot as well.
I have it on vinyl.
Shaitan in police uniform.
That's quite
Feds
scary.
in a helicopter.
He says some real scary
I've seen
stuff.
pigs fly, but I've never seen a unicorn. What?
Big facts though.
Nah,
Yeah.
man, serious guy.
I'm excited for his comeback, actually. Come to speak of it. It's going to be good.
Somebody else who had a comeback was Mr. Big Storms.
Yeah,
Gunshot
Big
Michael,
Mike.
Mr. Skeng.
Big Mike.
How did you feel about his album?
Do you know what? I listened to it really late. So, like, everybody was on about it and I hadn't listened yet because I like to take music in at my own pace. I enjoyed it, you know. But do you know what it is? I don't want to say Stormzy can do no wrong because I've said that before. But
I heard it.
in truth and reality, I like the fact that Stormzy just makes the music he wants to make now.
Lidge.
Like he's just like, I want to make this kind of music, so I'm just gonna make it on a above thing. Like I really appreciate that because I don't feel like he needed to ever be tied to a particular genre or feel like he has to like be rapping hard all the time. I like when Stormzy goes in, don't get twisted, because he does go in, but I enjoy that. Like it's a lot more sonic, this album, and I enjoy that. I'm here for it.
Same.
Yeah.
The intro was one of the best intros I've heard in a while.
Yeah.
And I proper love it. Like I remember when I first heard it, I listened to it on the day it came out, or at least half of it on the day it came out, and then I was on the train. I was late to work. I'd missed my train. Went into McDonald's, got a McDonald's breakfast.
You were late to work, so you got a McDonald's breakfast.
Like,
That's like the most British.
I still made it on. Still made it to work on time, but I mean, I like missed a train being early. I was literally just on time.
Fair.
And then it was where's McDonald's? Got my McDonald's breakfast, and I heard it's probably best we wait. It's probably best we found a fire from this perfect match to burn us to the ground. Ah, fam, that thing.
Yeah.
Bro, even though his vocals ain't crazy, the way he's able to
he does something though. Pressure,
fam.
Like he does
Oxlade is in that.
Yeah,
Oxlade, Tenny.
Yeah.
Who else? No, Sampha isn't in that one.
I saw a clip of him like strategizing in the studio for that particular part and like dropping some parts of the word, and I was just like, he's just a bit of a genius, isn't it? And also, one thing I do really appreciate about like his album is this is what I mean, right? Is what it's called. The rollout, like the marketing rollout, really good. Like it made people want to like be like, okay, do you know, I actually want to listen to this because you saw who was coming. He did his little special guest, and people are like, oh, now everyone's gonna start dropping the behind the scenes man and the writers and stuff.
The album thing was
I think the album family was a really amazing idea, and the rollout was really sick. And yeah,
pour me water.
Like I was just really here for it. I like Stormzy though, man.
Yeah.
I do. That's a solid guardian in the community. That's a real solid guy.
He was even in Ghana the other day for one of his boys' weddings.
Yeah.
Have Michael Dapper.
That brother is part of the GH Back to Back group.
I swear.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Oh, lit.
Yeah.
To him.
Yeah, congratulations to him.
Yeah. But yeah, it was
another solid guardian in the community.
Fam. Ghana is just everyone's even in Ghana.
Everyone was in Ghana. Did you feel FOMO?
No.
Neither did I, you know. I didn't feel one drip drop
of FOMO. I'm going next year though. Sorry, this year.
When? December.
Yeah,
fair
I know
enough.
you might have planned to go earlier, but
yeah.
I'm gonna go with my friends.
You're gonna go with your friends?
Yeah.
Just be careful out there.
No, I will. I'm seeing this. Some stuff gets crazy.
It's not. Do you know what it is? The difficulty with Ghana is like what you see and what you get are not the same, even though people try to paint it that way. I think people try to paint Ghana as like, oh, what you see is what you get. Not really. It depends on who you're speaking to.
Yeah, like
people have very different experiences of
especially
Ghana.
where you go to as well.
Because
Like,
you do have a choice, guys,
mhm.
as to where you go to. It doesn't
can-
have to be as hype as it is
Yeah,
for some.
you can get a very chill experience when you go to Ghana, or you can turn up every day, or you can literally do anything. Like you can
That's
literally
why
do
it's so
anything.
good. You can get whichever type of holiday you actually want in Ghana, but you have to curate that for yourself. I think a chill experience in Ghana is my favorite experience of Ghana. As much as I go out, it's not actually like I'm going out every night. I think that whole like, oh, I went out, I'm back, it's 7 a.m. every day, and like we go again is a bit much for me personally.
Falling asleep in the Uber.
Yeah, like it's messy. You have a couple nights like that, fair enough, but I feel like over a space of a 10-day span, like there's so many things that I would want to do in Ghana that are just like relax and like getting to know the country. That there's a lot you can experience. You can have every type of holiday you choose. You don't have to have the holiday that you're seeing on TikTok if you don't want to. If you want to, you like it, I love it, that's your business. But I've seen a lot of discourse about and like a lot of hot takes about like Dirty December and like how people are responding to it and what it really means and what that means for the country, which I think I'll probably delve into a bit deeper at a later date. But yeah, December doesn't have to be dirty, guys. Just because you're a guy, it doesn't have to be how it appears. Everything is not what it seems. Word to Wizards of
I knew
Waverly
you were
Place.
gonna say that as well. But
Yo, the
thing
Zeke
that's
guy
dirty
from
is
Wizards of Waverly Place. Have you seen what he's doing now?
Zeke?
Mexico. Mexico, that one. It's a native emerging marketplace. Oh, Mexico. Oh, Mexico.
Was that from?
Yeah.
Nah, you know.
He posted on TikTok, not him being an adult entertainer.
Sorry.
That's his industry. He's an adult entertainment. I literally saw the TikTok today. I'll send it to you, but I was spinning. He said, I'm Zeke from Wizards. You might remember me as Zeke from Wizards of Waverly Place. And everyone was like, no, I don't.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, that brother, the nerd. Yeah, he's an adult entertainment. I think that's insane.
No way.
Not his work, guys, but it's just that the jump from Disney to that is what I think is like mind-blowing.
Yeah. Disney
and he was very Disney looking.
Yeah, Disney star Dan Benson joins OnlyFans.
Yeah, he's
That's
not joking
crazy.
about it either. He said that at first he fell into it, and then he said, you know what, I'm going to take my power back. Because he had like fake people pretending to be like his favorite like popular women DMing him, and he was young and dumb, so he sent them like pics, and then they were out there on the internet, and he was like, wait, you weren't J-Lo? Like, I don't know.
Why does he sound like his Wizard of Waverly?
He sounds like his character, genuinely. But he decided to take his power back and actually start doing the job, which I think is
good on you, man.
Like, you do you.
Swing your meat is what's bringing in the bread and making you feel empowered. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. People are paying you to swing your meat, bro. Do your thing.
That's what the kiddies are doing.
It's crazy. It's crazy outside.
It is crazy outside.
Beyonce dropped last year as well with Renaissance. Big things. Respect it. Who else?
There was quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie.
Kendrick came. Kendrick. Drake dropped twice.
Yeah.
He dropped I actually like his. I actually like his dance album still, or whatever, or his dance. But I think again, people have to be kind of like, you kind of have to understand the nuance of. You don't have to understand anything, to be honest, but there's nuance in terms of dance music. Like there's dance like Beyonce's dance like one.
It's more my style.
Or there's Ibiza ones, and I feel like
what Drake was doing, which is fair enough for what he's trying to achieve.
I feel like Bare Americans just didn't get it because Bare Man ain't been to Iron Apple. I haven't been to Iron Apple, but I know what the scene is. You ain't like I know
that's
what
because the
lads.
Brits
Do
go
you know what I
there.
mean? I know what lads listen to in like lads.
Yeah, unts music. Americans don't listen to unts like that.
Do you know what I mean? Like
In
they
the
ain't
same
seen
way.
the DJ at Love Island. The Drake tunes could be played by that DJ at Love
When Anton was
I found a new muse, fam.
Yeah.
Like I actually
there's
like
an audience for that kind of music at the end of the day, so.
And I get it. People are in places going world trips and that, so I hear it. Kendrick's album was very spiritual.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I want to get it on vinyl.
I got it on vinyl for Christmas.
Yeah, you did.
Gifted. Cheers. But yeah, no, it was very much. I'll say I'll probably delve into it deeper like a later point as well. But a lot of the points and themes that you raised was just like, I feel like it's a very, not just for men, but it's very healing for men in terms of like a lot of the themes he said, like just breaking down what masculinity is to you and how you've been how you've been taught to perceive things or even just represent yourself through like a masculine exterior. Like he was talking about a lot of abuse in that album, which some of the themes are still a bit confusing to me and conflicting with each other. But one of the things that he was talking about was all the abuse that people witness or endure during life, and then when they get rich, they just hide it in their chains and tattoos and stuff like that. And it's like that's real rap.
That is real rap. Speaking of real rap, should we do top picks?
Let's do top picks. You can go first this time.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Scissor. And this song is gimmicky, but I actually do like this song, and it's Kill Bill. And the reason I like this song is because loads of people have got their parents to play it by ear on TikTok. I live on there, so I've been hearing it, but it sounds beautiful on the piano. And if you don't know, it's that I might kill my ass, not the best idea. Banger. So yeah, Scissor with Kill Bill, that's my first top pick. My second top pick, which I was listening to consistently in 2022, is King Promise with Bad and Rude featuring Western. Banger. It's just a good song. It gives you good vibes. It makes you feel good. It makes you want to dance, shake a leg. And they performed it together at the King Promise show. And I saw Western a good couple of times in 2022, more than I anticipated, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah. And finally, I don't know if you've heard this, Denz. Fredo, I'm Back.
Is that the really long one?
He's barring. He is absolutely barring on I'm Back. And I don't necessarily take time out to listen to Fredo.
Same.
But I saved that to my phone. That's how much I was listening to it on the way here. I listened to it 3 times on repeat on the way here. Damn. He's absolutely barring. Sorry. Listen to Fredo, I'm Back, if you want to feel like amped. Amped for life. He's talking about his investments. He's talking about his job. He's talking about that work. Everything.
He's talking about his investments.
Yeah. I was here for it. I was like, okay. He said, I'm not just a gangster, but I am.
No, I respect it, fam.
Yeah.
I respect it.
It's a solid hustle. But yeah, those are my 3 top picks.
Cool. My top picks is Little Simz. The first one's Little Simz Angel. Serious album. If you haven't listened to it yet, go listen to it. The first tune is literally amazing. I don't know who's singing in the background. I think it might be Cleo Soul. But
probably.
Yeah, but it's proper dope. Take that one in. I was sleeping on Little Simz as well. I probably rate that thing now.
No, Little Simz is a serious artist.
Second one is from a dear friend of mine called Mabs, with her song Thankful. Big banger. Run the wheels off that tune. I promise you lot. Like, you know, a lot of the time you'll be like, oh yeah, my friend makes music and it's and then you go listen to it. It's like,
good.
It's like
all my friends are good though. Sorry.
It's like a girl singing on them rap tunes back in 2009. Like, yeah, like the typical hood tune with a girl singing in the background. This is not that. This song is literally, bro, I think she got 3,000 streams. Bro, we're running up, man. Run it up. This tune got to blow up. And
what's the song called? Thankful.
Yeah, by Mabs. Mabs. Of course, it's going to be in the TopPicks playlist. And my final one, I've been really debating because it's been so long. But the third and final one, I'm going to give it to Jim Legacy with Candy Rain, bro.
Jim Legacy,
like,
anyway. Yeah.
Bro, like, that tune, oh my gosh.
That's a banger.
Yeah, I remember when you looked me in my eyes. You can go and tell your hero.
He's not doing it justice, guys.
My love. Oh, fam. Nah, he's cold. But yeah, those are my top picks.
Sick.
It's been a pleasure.
As always, that wraps this episode. You will be catching us in the next track when you see us.
Subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want visuals, you're going to have to subscribe. Follow us on Spotify, on all the places where you can find us. As always, we're on all the DSPs. You can find us everywhere. It doesn't matter what device you have, even if you have an Android. We're not discriminating against you guys. So yeah, run it up. Let us know what you think. Comment. Speak to us on our socials. We're always happy to hear from you. We'll catch you in the next one. It's been your girl Lex.
It's me, your boy Denz.
And you've been locked into
Twin
Twin Podcast.
God bless you lot.